Congratulations. Back at 14 Ginger Street, there were some people on the second floor. We had to smoke them out.
Just got down in his frame.
Amateurs.
I don't pretend like I've heard of it, but it wasn't anything serious. Congratulations, Molly.
We did all we could, but 3 people in the West End was fast saving.
My orders were avoid violence. It makes me sick to think of it. You'll never make businessmen. Cannibals maybe, but not businessmen.
Congratulations. Only half an hour ago, this horse spoke along with the Duchess of Sunset.
What is all this furniture anyway?
What do you think of the furniture, Polly?
All those poor people just for a few sticks of furniture.
Yes, and what furniture? A rosewood harpsichord along with a Renaissance sofa? Unforgivable. And where, may I ask, is a table?
The table.
Oh man, I'm so miserable. I only hope the vicar doesn't come.
Of course he'll come. We gave him exact directions.
The table.
My wife is beside herself. Where, may I ask, are the chairs? Table and no chairs. Use your heads. I'm having a wedding today. How often does that happen? And how often does it happen that I leave everything up to you? Right from the start. You make my wife miserable.
Polly.
Dear Polly, I'll knock your hat into your kidneys with your dear Polly, you squirt. Have you ever heard the like, dear Polly? Perhaps the two of you have spent the night together?
Mac!
Oh, I swear.
Dear Nana, if you find any items missing from your hotel,
Rosewood harpsichord and 2 chairs. Speaking as a bride, what do you think of that?
Couldn't be worse.
2 chairs and a sofa, and the wedding couple has to sit on the floor.
That would make a nice picture.
Saw the legs off this harpsichord. Go on!
Little
Logan and Mary Sawyer, last Friday man and wife became.
to the happy couple.
Yay! Hooray!
As
As they watched the registrar write it down, he wondered who paid for her wedding gown, and she tried to think what was his last name. Hooray! Oh, may I now ask the gentlemen to take off these moth-eaten rags and get into something respectable? This isn't just anybody's wedding, you know. Polly, may I ask you to look after the grub?
This our wedding feast, man. Was the whole lot stolen?
Of course. But of course,
I wonder what you'd do if the door opened and the sheriff walked in.
I'll show you. You'll see how your husband handles that situation.
It couldn't happen today. The mounted police all short of being Daventry. They'll be escorting the Queen back to town for Friday's coronation.
2 knives and 14 forks. That's 1 knife per chair.
What incompetence. This is the work of apprentices, not experienced men. Have you no sense of style? You should at least be able to distinguish between Chippendale and Louis XIV.
We only want to bring the most valuable stuff. Look at this. Harpsichord. First class material.
Permit us, Captain.
Holly, come here for a moment. Watch out. There.
Permit us, Captain, on this the happiest day of your life, to offer you our heartiest and at the same time most sincere congratulations. Etc. That posh cook don't half make me sick. So to cut a long story short, keep up the good work, old mate.
Thank you, Matthew. That's very nice.
I respect my heart, all right. So as I was saying, keep it up, old mate. That is the good work.
Cut your crap. Keep that kind of filthy joke for Kitty. She's the kind of slut who would appreciate you.
Here, I don't like that, calling Kitty a slut.
You don't like it, do you?
And besides, I never talk filth But maybe you won't understand that, a man like you. You're a fine one to go on about filth. You think Lucy hasn't told me the things you told her? Compared to that, I'm just a white kid glove.
Cut it out! This is a wedding!
Fine wedding, isn't it? Surrounded by clutter like this, you wouldn't think your husband's friends would let him down on a day like this. Well, how you find out who your friends are?
I think none.
Well, no need. Nobody has anything against anyone. Kitty is as good as any girl. So why don't we give her the presents?
Yes,
A wedding present. Oh, thank you, Mr. Muffin. Oh, look, Mac. It's a lovely night.
Oh, yeah. Put it on. More filth, eh, Captain?
All right, forget it. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings on this festive occasion.
What do you say to this? Chippendale.
Oh, 14.
It's fantastic. I'm at a loss for words. Your presents are so fantastic. Now, what a pity we don't hold to put them in.
Well, it's a beginning. The beginning's always the hardest part. Thank you kindly, Walter. Now let's get this stuff away and get to the table. Let's eat.
Trust me to come up empty-handed again. Young lady, I find it so distressing.
Doesn't matter in the least, Mr. Cookwinkle.
But here the guys are showing presents right and left, and me just standing here. I'm always getting into some kind of jam. The stories I could tell, if only I could remember them. What, just the other day, I saw that bitch Lodi Jenny, and she was...
The food you'll taste today, Polly, is the best London has to offer. Gentlemen, shall we?
Beautiful dishes. Savoy Hotel.
And Holmes' eggs are from Selfridges. There was supposed to be some goose liver pate, but it had a crack in it, and that nut Jimmy ate it all.
Yeah, this is a nice party. We didn't want to hear about your crack.
Don't both drink like that, Ed, not on a day like this. Couldn't somebody sing a song? Something diverting?
Something diverting. Now, there's a word for you.
I had not intended for us to start eating just yet. I had hoped we'd have a little song. That's what nicer people would do on a day like this. Something from the heart? Something from the heart. Look, am I supposed to think of everything around here? I'm not asking for an opera, but you might have thought of something else besides stuffing your bellies and telling dirty jokes. Well, you live and learn.
The salmon is wonderful, man.
Yeah, Polly, you never set your grinders in the lights of this before, but what's that tonight, you can have it every day. Yeah, you really landed in the honey pot. All right, that's what I always say. Tonight is the right match for a girl that has a feeling for higher things.
Oh yeah, I was saying to Lucy yesterday.
Lucy? That is Lucy.
Oh, Lucy, don't worry about...
Did you want something? What were you saying, Mrs. Jane?
Nothing at all. I'm always putting my foot in my mouth.
What have you got in your hand, Jake?
A knife, Captain.
What have you got on your plate, Jake?
A salmon, Captain.
And with the knife you are eating the fish, are you not? That, Jake, is unconscionable. Have you ever seen anything like it? Polly eating fish with a knife? Only a pig would eat like that. We'll live and learn. All right. You'll have your hands full, Polly, trying to endow gutter snipe like this with a decent heart. Do you know what that is, a decent heart?
A decent tart or a decent tart?
So you won't sing a song, nothing to brighten up the day. Has it got to be a gloomy, miserable day like any other? By the way, is anybody guarding the door? Or should I attend to that myself too?
I may have found you, yet, see, it ever so humble, there's no place like...
Property of the Duke of Devonshire.
Good evening, Reverend. I'm so glad that on this...
Can we now have a choral anthem for the Reverend Kimball?
How about the old organ and Mary Sawyer?
It'd be nice if you did the little number, boys.
Come on in, gentlemen.
Johnny drank up till his gut caved in, but Jimmy did not drink clean. And George replied with a right to the chin, but the army is just a pity. Let's all go barley, let off the army. For sin and could may harm. If we get blown down, we wander into town. And if the population should greet us with indignation, we'll jump on the bit because we like our beefsteak tartare. Johnny is missing, Jimmy is dead, and George went crazy shooting. But blood is blood, and red is red, and the army is still recruiting. Let's all go army, live up the army, through sin and cook it on. And we get sailing down, we wander into town, and if the population should greet us with indignation, we'll jump up the next because we like our big steak tartare. The life, with its great turmoil, has driven us boyhood friends far apart. Though our professional interests are very different, some might go so far as to say diametrically opposed. Our friendship remains unimpaired. Live and learn, my friends, Castor and Pollux, Hector and Andromache, and so forth. Seldom have I, the humble bandit, well, you know what I mean, made the smallest haul, without giving him, my friend, a share, a substantial share, brown, as a token of my unswerving loyalty. And seldom has he, the all-powerful police chief, get that knife out of your mouth, Jake, made a raid without giving me a little tip-off. So on and so forth. See, it's all a matter of give and take. You live and you learn. Jackie, I'm glad you could come to old Mac's wedding. I call that real friendship. Genuine Shiraz.
From the Oriental Carpet Company.
Yes, we never go anywhere else. You know, I had to have you here today, Jackie. I hope it's not awkward for you in your position.
You know I couldn't refuse you anything, Maggie. I really must be going. I've got an awful lot on my mind. If the slightest thing should go wrong with the Queen's coronation.
Listen, Jackie, my father-in-law is a disgusting old skunk. He should try to raise a stink against me. Is there anything on record on me at Scotland Yard?
Scotland Yard, Maggie, there's not a word about you.
That goes without saying.
I've taken care of all that. Well, good night.
Yes, don't you gentlemen care to stand?
All the very best.
Well, I had a certain trepidation when I heard that Tiger Brown was coming.
You see, dear lady, we have contacts in the highest places.
Mac always has an iron to tie that the rest of us don't even suspect. But tonight, we have our own little iron fire. Gentlemen, it's 9:30.
And now comes the main event.
Good morning, Mary Sawyer, last Friday night in Whiteley Cave.
Do they have to couple?
Yeah, hooray! As they watched the ragged star riding down, he wondered who paid for her wedding gown, and she tried to think what was his last name.
Yeah.
Hey! softer sentiment. Without it, man is but a beast of burden. Sit down, Polly. Do you see the moon over Dock Street?
I see it, dearest. Do you feel my heart beating, my beloved?
I feel it. Beloved.
Wherever you go, I will go with you.
Go with me. And I won't go anywhere.